More than half of Wisconsin's registered voters are expected to cast a ballot in this midterm election. The Government Accountability Board just released its projection of 56.5% voter turnout. Their public information officer spoke to the Rotary Club of La Crosse at the Radisson Center this afternoon. He believes turnout will be typical for an election highlighted by a gubernatorial race.
It's definitely going to be more than 50%, probably close to what we had in the recall election, which was about 57%.
He also says early voter turnout across the state is up from previous years. So far, more than 205,000 Wisconsinites have cast their ballot for the upcoming Tuesday election. In La Crosse County, well over 5,000 residents have participated in early absentee voting. News 8's Brittany Schmidt joins us now with a closer look at early voter turnout.
Lisa, for the past 2 weeks, residents in La Crosse County have had the chance to register and cast their ballot early. One resident who was just planning to register today was pleasantly surprised when he learned he could actually cast his vote today as well.
Lived in La Crosse probably about 12 years.
Recently retired La Crosse resident Curtis Bottom went to City Hall on Thursday with one goal in mind.
I came to register.
But to his surprise, he got to do a lot more than just register.
And they said, no, you can vote today. Well, there's no lines, why not?
Curtis isn't the only one casting his ballot before Tuesday's election. For the past 2 weeks, Wisconsinites have been able to participate in early in-person absentee voting.
Voters can go to the municipal clerk's office and cast their ballot, which will then be secured until Election Day.
It's something more and more people seem to be taking part of.
Day 1 and day 2, we did set some records. We've never had that high of a turnout for in-person absentee on the first and second day.
After a record-setting start to absentee voting, it's maintained a steady pace, averaging about 200 people a day in La Crosse.
Overall, for in-person voting, we have exceeded already the numbers of in-person voting in the governor recall election and also the governor election 4 years ago.
For the clerks, absentee voting is more work.
You're having to deal with these envelopes, you're securing them. On the Election Day, you have to go through and process these.
But if it gets people to vote, Dankmeyer says it's worth it.
If this is going to get you to go vote and we're going to have a higher turnout because you're going to vote in-person absentee, then I'm definitely in favor of that.
The whole process of registering and everything took maybe 4 minutes. I mean, come on, how simple is that? Now I get to go vote.
If you plan on voting Election Day, here are some tips to avoid any delays. To get away from those lines, try not to head to the polls right before work, around lunch, or right after work. And check your registration status at myvote.wi.gov. If you aren't registered, fill out your information online, print that sheet of paper, and take it with you to the polls. That way the information is already in the computer and it won't take long to register.
Thank you, Brittany. In-person absentee voting and registration in La Crosse County ends tomorrow. It starts at 8:30 in the morning and closes at 5 p.m.